the tension between work and worth. You know, a lot of my life set me up, in my early life, set me up to have a mindset around work or a mindset around life that says, I want to be loved, and the way that I can get love is by doing good things. If I'm a good kid, I get praise. And I brought that kind of into my relationships. I brought it into my relationship with God. I brought it into my work life. I was a people pleaser. I was on the performance treadmill all the time. And man, I realize now that my life was set up on a faulty equation of success. Because here was my success equation. My success equals my performance plus other people's opinions. And I'll just tell you, if that's your success equation, you'll get a lot of stuff done. You'll be the president of your high school, your junior high school. You'll be in college, the president of organizations, and you'll get great grades, and you'll do a lot of good things, and you'll lead in a lot of ways. You'll get some results, but you'll also get some negative side effects. And for me, for sure, one of the biggest side effects was suffering with anxiety attacks. Because of this unsustainable equation of success in my life, I struggle with anxiety attacks. I've talked before about blacking out on 71, and it's only by the grace of God that I'm here. That was the beginning of a journey for me of uncovering the fact that I had what they call generalized anxiety disorder, and having to go through a process of realizing what is at the root of that for me. And I'm not saying that it was all based on this for me, but a big part of it was I had a faulty equation of success that was stressing me out, and it was literally going to kill me. And God saved me of that. He saved me and is saving me. I'm not perfect on this, but He is saving me through a story in the Bible that I would say is the second best day in Jesus' life on earth. I mean, I think beating death is probably the best day of your life. So let's call that number one. But right behind it is the second best day in Jesus' life. And this happens early in Jesus' ministry. Before He's even done anything publicly, He hasn't healed anybody yet. He hasn't done anything to please God yet. But this is what happens when He gets baptized. Matthew 3:16, and when Jesus was baptized, immediately He went up from the water, and behold, the heavens were opened to Him. And He saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and coming to rest on Him. And behold, a voice from heaven said, and listen to these words, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." Man, I tell you what, can you imagine hearing those words from your Father? Some of us have received those words from our Father, and they've made all the difference in the world. Others of us, whether through abandonment or through abuse, we've never received that from our Father. And there is a real wound when those words aren't spoken over you. I would say in this moment in Jesus' life, God the Father gives His Son the best gift a father can give to their children. Because in this moment, He spoke identity over His Son. He said, "You're my son." And in this moment, He spoke worth and value over His Son. "I love you and I am pleased with you." And what that set Jesus up to do as He approached work was to work not for approval, but actually to work from His Father's approval. And that's a game changer. That's a game changer. And here's how this verse saved me. Here's how it began to deliver me and how it is delivering me. It delivered me and began to deliver me the day I realized that what God speaks about Jesus' worth in that moment, He speaks over me. Because I've received Jesus and I've been adopted into His family. That literally, you could say in that scenario, God says to all who have received Jesus, "You are my son. You are my daughter, whom I love, and with you I am well pleased." Just drink that in. If you've received Jesus, drink that in. And no, it does not mean that the Father is pleased with everything I do performance-wise. I'm sure I know I do things regularly that displease Him, but positionally, relationally, because of my faith in Jesus, God says to me, "You're my son. I love you. And I am delighted in you." And I don't know if you know this, but if you change your beliefs, it changes your behavior. And as I began to believe that more deeply, it changed my behavior, and it changed how I show up at work. How did it change me at work? Well, first of all, it changed my success equation. That faulty success equation that was causing anxiety attacks is starting to be blown up. And here's the success equation that I am living into by faith. My success is believing God's word on my worth and pleasing my true Father. And I'm living into that by faith. Not perfectly, not every day, but I'm living into that by faith.